So we're going to try the new full self-driving. What version do we have? We have 12542, which was just gifted to me for another month by Tesla. And I haven't really tried this since early 12.5s, and I didn't really like it. Didn't have good experience. I'm hearing that 12542 is not really any better on hardware 3. But we're going to try it anyway. I just need to find somewhere to go. And there are some superchargers at the next exit, but I don't necessarily want to choose that as the destination. Because I don't want it to fast charge. So let's say we want to go to that Wendy's. Real simple, on the highway, off the highway. We're not really testing it very much there, but let's go ahead and give it a try. Okay. So far, so good. It dealt with that other car wanting to go as well. Brakes rather aggressively. Accelerates rather aggressively. Did that pretty smoothly. Now it's got to get up to 70 miles an hour. There's nobody in the lane, so this will be easy merge for it. Okay, blinker, are you going to turn off or what? No, you wanted to get in the middle lane because autopilot always wants to get in the middle lane. So it's decided to go 74 miles an hour. That's certainly not something I told it, which is interesting. Still getting passed by faster cars in the fast lane. It's really hugging the left edge of this lane while it's next to this truck. Now it's moving over to the center. That's a weird little micro adjustment. Something the VW definitely does not do. It just stays center as much as it can. So I'd say that's a good move, seeing as there's nobody on our left. So yeah, this is a really boring demo at this point because it's just a straight shot to the next exit. And it's pretty much all right-hand turns. So we're certainly not challenging this thing very hard. Yeah, the white auto wipers went and there was no water on the windscreen. there is a threat of rain, and obviously you can see from the road that there has been some water, but it is not currently raining. Poor weather detected. Full self-driving may be degraded. This weather isn't poor enough to degrade full self-driving. It's just highly overcast. What's been really good is it hasn't bugged me about holding the steering wheel at all. It's going to keep saying this. I've seen it do this before. Oh, another interesting thing. I was Googling how to clean scratches from the center pillar glass of a Model 3 because the center pillar cameras, the glass in front of them is scratched on the driver's side, and not so much on the passenger side, but definitely on the driver's side, I guess, from people, previous owner using their key card on a keychain or something. And an interesting topic came up. It said, check to make sure that the laminate on that glass was removed when the car was bought. It's supposed to be done by the Tesla handoff people when you get it. And this was a rental with Hertz, so there wouldn't have been any of that hands-on human-to-human handoff of the new car. They just show up on a truck with 20 new Teslas, and I'm sure the Hertz technicians did not. So I haven't checked that yet, and I need to, because at night I always get these warnings that the side pillar mirrors are blinded or blocked. And I wonder if they're getting a reflection from that plastic laminate that should have been torn off, and that the plastic laminate is the thing showing the scratches. And if I can just get that off, there'll be pristine glass under there, and I'll stop getting those weird warnings at night. That would be cool. So even just on highways is great. It's like having Super Cruise on a GM or Blue Cruise in a Ford. I can take my hands off the wheel, and as long as I'm looking forward, it lets me go forever on the highway, and it'll take care of lane changes and all of that. That's really all I need from self-driving. I mean, it would be great if a person who's not really capable of driving for whatever reason could just get in their Tesla and tell it, take me home, and it just does, and it doesn't kill anybody or the passengers or get in a wreck, no matter what happens road-wise between where they are and where their driveway is. That would be great. But just this, hands-free on the highway, reliably, safely, consistently, is great. If it never gets better than this, I'm still fine with it. Of course, you can't sell that for $10,000, $15,000 because it's only $2,000 to buy that feature on the other manufacturers' cars. And maybe navigate on autopilot does that, what this is doing now, the highway driving with hands-free. But the autopilot still requires you to have your hands on the wheel. It doesn't use the camera to make sure you're looking forward. I wonder what it takes for it to realize I'm not looking forward. I'm going to try turning my head to the non-existent passenger in the car and see what happens. Nothing happens. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it did. I wasn't looking at the screen. It popped up a thing, look ahead, and I looked ahead, and then it went away. Full marks. Good job. Okay, we're coming up on the exit. Another thing that these are doing is it doesn't get in the lane to turn until too late. And we're coming up on a truck. And the point where we're next to that truck and where the exit is are going to line up pretty closely by the time we get there. I'm not going to intervene yet. I'm going to let it figure it out, but I'm going to be very vigilant to make sure we don't run into a truck, because it should get over now. It should not wait any longer. We're coming up on the 1 mile mark to the exit. And it still thinks it can get in front of this truck. It's still going 70. So yeah, we're going to line up with that truck. And this car is going to have to make a decision. A human would have already decided to get behind the truck. Now it's finally decided to get behind the truck. It should have done that way back. I mean, it made the right decision, made the right call. It just made it late. So we're not going to complain too much. Swerving off. Whoa, that was, swervy. That was like a person who doesn't know how to drive very well. Okay, and there's somebody else behind. Oh, no, it's slowing down really aggressively. Really aggressively. What are you doing, car? Go. I had to. Too slow coming up to the exit. So if there wasn't somebody behind me, I would have let it figure its shit out. But that person didn't know what I was doing. The car was heading towards the center of the lane. It hadn't picked a lane. It was like it couldn't see it. So I had to abort. Well, that's a bummer. I was hoping the Wendy's is right over there, and we're not going to make it, and I'm not going to get a chance to let it complete this turn. Oh, well. Autopilot or full self-driving would be great if there were no other cars. But alas, there are.